The foam roller is one of my favorite tools in order to improve mobility of the entire body, but it's not what you think. We're not going to be talking about breaking up fascia, reducing muscle knots. It's not going to be any of that. It's going to be something that most people don't consider, but has game-changing results. Hi, I'm Alex Effer, founder of Resilient Training and Rehab, and I've helped thousands of coaches and clinicians get faster and more consistent results with their clients. Let's talk about it. The biggest issue I see with foam rolling is that people are making claims that it's going to improve scar tissue, it's going to reduce the muscle knots like we talked about, it's also going to break up fascia. One thing to be clear about is that fascia needs over 2 tons of force in order to make any substantial changes. That's more force than the human can actually do. So we're not going to be talking about that. In fact, the foam roller has a more effective role in how to manipulate muscle tension by not focusing on muscles itself, by focusing on joint position and joint shape. So let me give you an example. We're going to talk about the pelvis. So if I have somebody who has really tight glutes, let's say, this is going to be reflective of a pelvis that's more open. And so when that opens, you're going to get closing of those sit bones at the back. Now, one strategy that people will do is they will foam roll the glutes and they will keep on doing it, but nothing really changes. I can't tell you how many clients I have that work with me who say that they've tried the foam roll in their entire body and it doesn't stick. In fact, they try to do it every single night and nothing really changes because they're not focusing on how we can actually change the joint shape. So instead of foam rolling the glutes, for example, we could put the pelvis on the side of the pelvis and create a better shape. And if we can close the top part of the pelvis, then that is naturally going to start to open up the back. So instead of focusing on that area itself, we could focus on the things that are causing that area to be stiff. Another example is your shoulder blades. If I squeeze my shoulder blades together, you're going to start to see that not only is the rib cage going to be pushed forward, but also this shoulder socket's going to be facing outwards. So if I've got somebody who's always squeezing their shoulders and therefore their socket is turning out, then instead of foam rolling the back side, we need to be foam rolling. We could put the foam roller on the side part of the rib cage because this shape of the rib cage is going to impact the shoulder blade position, which then impacts the muscle tension. Let's talk about 3 different foam rolling exercises that I tend to give to a lot of my clients based on the common compensations that I see with my clients so that we can restore mobility throughout the entire body. So the first exercise we're going to talk about is going to be what I call the butt cracker. So essentially what we're going to do is when you have people who have really tight hips, they have their pelvis opened up, they've got their tailbone tucking under, what's naturally going to happen is as their sit bones come closer together, that's going to create a significant tension going through the back part of the pelvis, but also going through the pelvic floor. So what this exercise is going to do is you're going to take a foam roller and essentially stick it right in between your sit bones to try to open them up. Now again, the pelvis does not move this much, but the idea is if the pelvis is closed and tight, we create some motion. And are we going to hit some muscles? Absolutely. But don't think about muscles because there's many muscles that are around this area and we can't specifically target one versus the other. So we're going to be thinking about how can we create the joint shape so that we target all of those muscles all together. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the foam roller right down your butt crack. So it's going to be in between your sit bones. You're going to have your legs wide or wider or shoulder width apart. And I don't want you to lean back or curl back. You need to be nice and tall. So you're pushing yourself nice and tall so you are over top of your sit bones. If I lean back, I'm going to be more on my tailbone. That's not what I want. I want to stay right in the center. And you'll feel when you're in the right position. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go side to side. And what you may feel is one side feels a little bit more tender than the other. And if that's the case, then what you're going to do, so for example, if it's your left side, you're going to open up this left foot a little bit and you are going to push yourself towards the right. But what I want you to make sure you're doing is keeping this left hand in contact with the ground. If you can't, put something underneath it because I want you to push with your hand and your foot. And what that is going to do is it's going to dig into this left side and kind of push that open. So the tenderness that you're feeling, You probably get some obturator in there. You probably get some pelvic floor stuff. But really what we're trying to do is create that space and open up that sit bone. But like I said, you go side to side. You can go internal and external rotation. But the idea is that you're in this position. I even get people to sit on this as they're doing pull downs or other kind of positions just to reinforce that we're getting the hips as well as the upper body. So next exercise is one of my favorites. It's going to be a walkover variation. And essentially what this is, as we mentioned, if the glutes are squeezed and everything is open, which you're gonna see a lot of times with people, most of your clients are going to be in this kind of shape. And so what this exercise is going to do is it's going to create this better shape of the pelvis, more of this internally rotated shape. And so if I put a foam roller on the side and I get them to roll over, then I'm going to essentially create that internal rotation of the pelvis. And so how we're going to set this up is we want to make sure that the foam roller is more on the back side of the hip versus on this pointy part called the ASIS. So I want to really focus on that back side of the pelvis. So what we're going to do is to integrate this with the foot, because if I want to internally rotate my pelvis, my knee and my foot also have to internally rotate. So I'm going to keep the outside part of my knee in contact with the ground. I'm going to push the inside part of my foot into the wall. Keeping that, if you can't, you could put something underneath the knee just to be able to make sure you get both those points. Foam roller is going to be underneath the belt line. You'll feel where it needs to go. It'll feel a little tender. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this right leg here, right elbow in line with the knee. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to bring the leg over and the arm down. And I'm going to slide this right leg as far as I can go without this heel popping up. So I really want to make sure I've got the contact of the left knee and the left inside foot as I roll, and I'll feel a nice big stretch in the back of my left hip. I'll feel my hamstrings going on the left side as well. Take a big breath in, breathe out as I push with the outside of the left knee, come back. And so the whole idea is I get that internal rotation. So here I'm more on the front of my hip, and as I go back, I'm starting to roll on the back side. So just creating that IR of that left leg the entire time. The third exercise is going to be more of the upper body, and this is one of my favorite ones in order to restore some of the compression going to the back side of the body. It's also going to start to be great for people who are trying to push themselves towards the left. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the left leg out to the side a little bit. This is our leverage leg. Our right ankle is going to be flexed, not letting the foot turn out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my chest towards the side I'm rolling. I'm then going to take this right hand, bring it out at 45 degrees, palm is down. And so the foam roller is going to be right underneath the right shoulder. Then I'm going to push off this left side as I roll down all the way to the top part of the pelvis, and then I roll back. And I'm really making sure this right arm is staying straight, and I'm reaching it away as I go down, and then I come back. And it may feel very tender at certain spots, and that's okay. I want you to just keep going back and forth. You're going to breathe in as you roll up, breathe out as you roll down. So in this video, we talked about 3 different foam rolling exercises that restore the entire body. Now, of course, I will use them on certain sides depending on the case that I have, and I may not use all of these exercises, of course. These are very context specific. We also talked about what the foam roller actually does, or how I like to use it versus how it's traditionally used. And that is why, in my opinion, I think that the foam rolling goes up and down in cycles, whether people like them sometimes, they don't like them other times, because we don't have this clear understanding of how we can actually use it. Because research keeps on going back and forth, because people focus too much on the muscles and the fascia aspect of things and not enough about the joint position and the shape. If you want to learn more about joint position and shape, check out my Evolved Biomechanics mentorship. We talk about that and other type of exercise that we can use in order to restore this position and shape. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, save, subscribe. See you next time.